And one fish, two fish. And one fish, two fish.
And a red fish, blue fish. And a red fish, blue fish.
Okay, I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Point the mic at me. Say hi to Dree over there. Mic at me. Oh, I've got an echo still there. And just a reminder, this Friday, it is Dree's 5th year streamiversary. Yeah, and the disco ball in honor of Dree's streamiversary is coming up. She will be celebrating on Friday. If you aren't following Dree, she is an awesome musician. Go check her out if you can. That would be awesome. Over on the Twitch. So Friday, I want to say it's like 6 p.m. and she's going to try to stream till 11 p.m. Pacific time, which works out to like 9 p.m. to about 2 a.m., which is a little too late for me, Eastern time. So anyhow, if you could come over there and give Dree some support, that would be awesome. Anyhow, so we've got Lady Haga over there in the corner hanging out with us this week, and the disco ball in honor of Dree's coming up fifth streamiversary. So that's the reason for the disco ball. That's the reason for the Lady Haga over in the corner. And what are we going to do today? I'm going to try to do jewelry. And I saw some dynamic jewelry, so I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to see if I can de-force this. So this is the outfit, and I threw a texture on it. Yo, Acellus, how are you doing? I'm switching to YouTube just in case you fall asleep. All right. Have you changed your sound? I don't know. Is it sounding a little echoey or something? I may have turned a... something may have gotten... It sounds a bit odd. Gosh, dang it. I don't know. I may have touched something by accident. I don't know. Is my microphone... It's sounding a little buzzy, right? I don't know. Did I press something? I don't know. Did that make a difference? That's a little less buzzy. Or maybe not. Echo back. I got an... Maybe not. Echo back. Oh, I still have the... That's right. I still have the echo on. That's probably not helping things. Feedback is coming from the disco ball, possibly. Of course, now I can't hear myself. Oh, do I just need to get a new mic? Maybe that's what it will come down to. This one is about 5 years old. Oops. Maybe I can put a sound gate on or something. Maybe that'll help. Let's find out. Audio mixer. Is this where you add your sound things? I don't know. You do have the suppression on, and that's inside the OBS. Don't they have one inside of Streamlabs too? I'm not using Streamlabs for streaming. I am just using OBS. So it shouldn't be coming through Streamlabs. I don't know, there's probably... I don't know. Oh wait, I'm peaking. Maybe that's just it. Maybe if we just take the volume down a little bit. Jeez, I was really peaking. If you scroll down into your microphone settings and scroll down, you'll find the suppression. Okay, let me see if that made a difference. Taking the volume down a little bit so that I'm not punching all the way out. Where did my thing go? I was peaking. Peking. We don't call it peking anymore, though. Okay, we don't call it peaking anymore. Okay, we don't call it peaking anymore. I'm still a little buzzy, aren't I? Okay, we don't call it peaking anymore. I'm still a little buzzy, aren't I? I'm still a little buzzy, aren't I? All right, I'm gonna follow Charles's advice here. And we'll listen to the YouTube. I haven't done the YouTube sound check yet, so let's do that. I'll put that over there so you can't see all the commie videos that I watch. Comrade skis. What am I doing? I'm going over to my channel, view your channel, come over here. What am I doing? I'm going over to my channel, view your channel, come over here, and we're going to test and test and test. I'm going over to my channel, view your channel, come over here, and we're going to test and test and test. It's not horrible, but it could be better. So I know Charles said, okay, I'm going to turn that off for a second. Okay, if you go to, is that just my voice? No. Go to my microphone settings, scroll down. I'll find the suppression in there. It's a filter. Let's see if that helps. Audio input. Can I? Filters. Suppression level. Good quality, more CPU usage. Let's try that. I did take the noise gate off. Maybe we put the noise gate back on. How do I get the noise gate back on? And now I have to just here. We'll double check the sound on this. I don't have the clearest voice in the world. I will say that. Check the sound on this. I don't have the clearest voice in the world. I will say that. Check the sound on this. I don't have the clearest voice in the world. I will say that. You know, it doesn't sound as bad now on the Twitch, I think. You know, it doesn't sound as bad now on the Twitch, I think. It's all alcohol and cigarettes. You know, it doesn't sound as bad now on the Twitch, I think. It's all alcohol and cigarettes. There we go. He sent me a screenshot of what I'm talking about. Okay, hold on. Put that down there. We're eventually going to do stuff, and we're going to be working mostly in Blender, I think, today. Maybe some Substance if we can get to it. Yes, that's where I am. Got it. All right, thank you, Charles. So yeah, I do have that. I just turned that on. I switched over to the RNN noise, good quality, more CPU usage. So let's just double check that. I think for now that might be as good as it gets. Well, why is my... Well, there's the noise gate. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. Let's find out. I'm going to put this over here where I can toggle it on and off for a second. It's better now than it was. Buzzing has been there for a long time. You just adjust your sound on your end. Buzzing has been there for a long time. You just adjust your sound on your end. Buzzing has been there for a long time. You just adjust your sound on your end. Buzzing has been there for a long time. Okay, noise gate is off. Does that make a difference? Okay, noise gate is off. Does that make a difference? I think that might make a difference. Let's turn the noise gate back on. Does that make a difference? Noise gate is back on. Let's turn the noise gate back on. Noise gate is back on. I think I'm going to leave the noise gate on today and see how that works. I think it's smoothed it out. Noise gate on today and see how that works. I think it's smoothed it out. Noise gate on today and see how that works. All right, we're going to kill this echo because that's going to drive me insane in the membrane. All right, let's go with this. Hey, everybody, make sure you're following Dree. It's nice though. All right, I want to make a necklace for this. I'm going to try to make this rough pearl kind of necklace. I have some ideas how to kind of do that. I was looking at some of Fabia's. Is it Fabia? She makes these dynamic necklaces that you can pick up at Daz. And I was kind of looking at how she sets some of this stuff up. So I'm going to try to. I normally don't deforce necklaces, but I want to kind of try and see how that works out. It's probably going to be a fail. But I think for this outfit, I'm going to try to do these kind of natural pearl looking things. We're going to try to set it up so that you can do it in 7 different colors. I think we'll do natural pearl studs, and maybe I'll make bracelets for this outfit. Also, I think I'm going to make sandals. And I think on the sandals, I might actually work the natural pearls into the straps. It would probably be as uncomfortable as all hell, but it'll look cool. And let's face it, 3D people don't complain about comfort, or they would never wear heels. Or at least not the heels that you see in 3D world. So anyhow, I'm gonna try to set this up in Blender. So if Emerga ever shows up, hey Emerga, it's a Blender day. All right, we are going to use I think the 4.41 is out, but I still have the 4.40 for those of you following along at home. Going, Chris, why don't you have the latest and greatest? Because I haven't downloaded it yet, dude. I just got this one in a couple of weeks ago. That's the thing with Blender. You can always be downloading a new version. So let's get a Genesis in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to model it out. We're going to run it along a curve. I'm going to model a fixture in the back. And then I'm going to see if I can adjust the settings. I have an idea for... I have some ideas. We'll play with stuff. So Fabia does this really cool thing with displacement maps to give details. I was thinking about that, but I might not do that. I might do something a little bit different. Anyhow, we are loading in a Genesis 8 because we need to model against that to get it set up right. So I'm just running over to my generic Genesis 8. We'll get that in here. And you know what? We'll just get rid of all the parts. I'm going to leave... We're just going to take off everything from the bottom down. I don't need that in here today. Do that, pop into here, switch over to X-ray, and we're just gonna, the necklace will come no farther down than that. It's actually going to be closer up. I think we'll just get rid of all of that. Tap out. Chris, we know why you don't put the newest Blender in. You don't want to have to figure out all the... I know, every time they seem to do a little change, it's like, why the fuck is my add-ons not here anymore? What the hell? Okay, tap out. We'll switch back off of that because that's just annoying looking. I'm going to model... So what we're going to do is we're going to model a sphere and we're going to connect them together. And then we're going to take that, try to run it around here. And then we're going to deform our sphere a little bit to make it look a little bit more like natural pearls. Natural pearls have got this kind of... They're not really round. Kind of a little bumpy. I'm going to go with that. And you know what? I need some measurements. Maybe we should go shopping at Amazon. Maybe not. I have an idea. I think maybe we'll go 6mm. Is that very big? 9mm? Maybe 9mm too big. Maybe it'd be nice if Blender also made the add-ons. Yeah, sometimes they remember and sometimes they don't. All right, let's do this. Let's get a sphere in here to start with. Hope you didn't hear that. I'm not sure if the mic on the camera is on or not. I sometimes forget to check. We're bringing in a UV sphere. I don't need that much detail on it, so we're going to dial that back a lot. Maybe... You know what? I think I'm going to go with 16 and 8. So does that give me 1, 2, 3, 4? So I got 16 here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pull out a little thing here, and that's going to kind of be like the chain that's going to hook them together. And then we're going to play with D4 settings to try to get it, although it may not work. We may just end up making it just not deforceable. But we'll see. Let's give this a material to start with. I'm going to call you Pearl 1 or string. I think we're going to start with string. Chord. Let's say chord. So that's the basic. Let's tab into here. I should have, when I did this, I should have specified the size when we started. We can do that. Shift A. Nope. Shift A. Let's try the Shift A, not the Control A. Right here. So if I want a 6mm Pearl, I want that radius to be 0.003, which is 3mm. We're going to start with that. Is that going to be fine? Do I want it to be bigger? I think I'm going to be obnoxiously large. Let's make that maybe a little bit larger, 0.004. We'll do 8mm. We'll work with that. Let's tab that in here. I think first I'm going to make an array of about 7. Then we're going to meld that all together. Then we're going to make that as an array around a curve, which we're just going to... last time I did this, I dropped a cloth ring around in Marvelous Designer. Maybe we can do that again. And I want this to rotate RY 90 like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull these ends off. Then we're going to pull this out as a little bit of a connector. And then that should weld to here when we get done. That work? Something like that. So we're going to put that right there. And I'm going to line this up on 0. Oops, I need to do the, we need the x-ray for this, right? And then we're going to just array that. So I get about 7 instances out of this. You know what? We're going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to shade smooth for right now. And I think we're probably going to put a level of subdivision on this in DAZ. So I'm not going to worry about it here. Although I think I want that to be a little bit longer, maybe. Maybe kind of like that. We'll see. And you know what? I'm going to assign that a material Pearl 01 to start with. What happened to my material? Oh, I deleted it. So there we go. Everything is chord. I'm going to call you Pearl 01. We're going to do about 7 of these so we can color them individually. And I like to use underscores because Blender's going to add them anyhow. I'm going to assign that to that. Let's give you a base color so we can kind of make sure that we're doing the right thing. All right, let's set an array with this and spread it out, and then we will apply that and then weld close merge vertices so that it becomes all one object. So get our array modifier in here. I'm going to add a little bit more detail in there before we do that, before we actually apply the whole thing. But right now, deform, not deform, generate array. There we go. And by default, they're butted up right up against each other. And we want to count to, I actually want to count out to 7. And I think I'm going to go with that. Okay, I'm going to make some changes. I want this to be a little smaller. So I think I'm going to put a loop cut in here, make this smaller, a little bit of tweaking. I also want a little bit more That's in here. So we're just going to make that smaller, but not on the X. So scale, is it scale shift X? Yeah, scale shift X. There we go. So I'm going to I'm too close. Let's try that again. Scale shift X. My control was too close to what I was working on. So I'm going to do that. I should actually I should get this edge over here at the same time. And now I've lost. Okay, 3. Okay, 2. Add that edge, and now I'm going to scale these down. I think we'll go with that. I'm going to add a little bit of detail. We're going to just round it out just a little bit more there and there. So we'll just kind of do the same thing, scale on the X, just make that a little bit more like that. All right, now I'm going to add some cuts. So I want a loop cut right there. Actually, can I? I'm going to get rid of that. I want a loop cut right there. I want to add a couple more loop cuts right there. I want a loop cut right there and one right there. And I also want one over here. Those will help things stay in shape when we apply our subdivision modifiers to this later. Okay, I think this is good, so I think we're just going to go ahead and apply this, weld them together, and then I'm going to add Pearl 2, Pearl 3, Pearl 4 for the materials on those. So come over here, Control A, tab in, select everything. I'm going to zoom in just to make sure I'm not inadvertently welding something I don't want to merge, or shift, select points, merge by distance. Should be good. It's really small, but these should be basically on top of each other. So we're just going to test that. That looks good. All right, I think it's all welded together into one nice chunk. All right, now we're going to, you know what, I think I am going to just start the curve in Marvelous Designer. Or no, you know what, maybe I'll just, yeah, let's, because I'm not familiar with the cloth engine here. Otherwise, I would do it in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a thin piece of cloth and drape it around her neck in Marvelous Designer. Bring that in, and we're going to just steal an edge from that and turn that into a curve. And then we're going to take this and array it along that curve. So we are waiting for Marvelous Designer. This is the latest one. I think this will be okay today. I'm having issues with the latest version of Marvelous Designer not welding things sewn to internal lines. Internal lines aren't unwelded anymore, but not things sewn to them are. But today we're not doing it something like that. I'm just putting a simple strip around the neck and dropping it down. And I'm just doing a Marvelous Designer because it's just faster for me to do that. So I'm just going to come over here, and it's just going to be a thin little, I'm just going to sketch this out like that. We can adjust the length of it if we don't like it. Put that over there. Just Shift D, bring you over here, and then I'm just going to, we'll just sew this up. Sew that up. Just do that. And then I'm just going to kind of figure out how far. I want it down a little bit further, I think. Also, if I strengthen you up, that was a freeze. That is a strengthen. I might get a nice smoother. I might tweak I did the K again. We might tweak the gravity a little bit. Anyhow, let's make this a little bit longer, and I'm probably going to tweak the offsets on these. Oh, way to go. You just twisted that around, didn't you? Let's try this again. Hey, Matthias, how are you doing? I'm going to try to make a dynamic necklace. I'm going to see how that's going to work out. Fabia does it, and I've kind of seen how. God damn it! Did you see that? It just said, "Fuck you, Chris. I'm going to twist." I hate it when that happens. There we go. That's what it's supposed to do. I'm going to stop the sim. If you stop the sim, it gives you a save point, basically. All right. Do I want this to be maybe a little bit longer? I'm going to lower the offset on this just a bit. We're going to take that down to 2 millimeters from 3 millimeters. And I may just end up deleting half of this and then mirroring it in Daz or in Blender when I kind of get it close. Actually, let's take a look and just make sure. The thing we don't want to do is accidentally have the necklace come down too far. I think I'm still good. I think I'm not even past whatever you call the divot in the neck. So I would kind of like it to be right about there, maybe. So we could probably do a little bit more. And that was wrong. I got to move this out of the way so it doesn't. You couldn't see it, but I'm pretty sure it went and twisted itself in the back. I think that's pretty close. I'm going to play with the material settings and see if we can. Yo, Outernet! How are you doing, buddy? I'm going to play with the settings a little bit, see if we can tweak it just there. So let's take the strengthening off in here. And let me put I don't know, let's try a different material setting. Let's try leather and see how that goes. So we're coming down here to trim, leather, something, full. Let's try full grain leather. That's a little too stiff, maybe. Let's try something maybe a little looser. Silk taffeta. I'll try that, maybe. I kind of like the round shape I'm getting here, so that's in the ballpark. And I think maybe... You know what? I think I'm close enough. We're going to export that out and call it good. Everybody, check out our good friend Outernet. Super chill cat. We were hanging out with him this weekend. Oh, he's plunking around with the guitar. And my brain stopped. I'm exporting. Right, file, export, OBJ selected. And I am in the right one. This will be necklace base. There's a good chance this might not work as a deforced item because I don't know what I'm really doing for making jewelry deforced. But we'll give it a shot. I know it can be done. So there is that. It's defaulting to thick. That's another thing I don't like about the latest version. There's an extra click for me. You know how I love the extra clicks. All right, let's import that into here. I have no idea where you are. You're probably my template folder, right? And there's the thing we just made. So we're going to import that. And you know what? I'm probably going to delete half of this and then set it back up. And I think I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap. I'm going to model a connector in the back of this. I haven't quite decided if I'm just going to pirate it from something else. Anyhow, let's do this. And I just grab that edge and then we can do this and delete all of that stuff off. And then I think I'm just going to delete that. And we're going to look at this from the front. And I think I'm going to make this symmetrical. So I think we'll just delete everything over here. And we'll put that to 0. And then we'll just throw a mirror modifier on here. And I might try to decimate it a little bit. We'll get rid of some of these points. We probably don't need all of them. But we'll see. What am I doing? I'm adding a mirror modifier. Should be right there. Looking good. You know what? I think we'll just go ahead and apply that. Tab in here. If there's 2 points right there, we'll just make sure they're merged. So that's looking good. Let me see. You know, I never used a decimator modifier before. Let's see what that can do for me. Can I use it here? If I say unsubdivide, and if we tab in, and here, let's do a quick count. Control L. So here, let's bring up our statistics. And I currently have 53 vertices selected. Let's see if I apply that. And now I have 53 vertices selected. So that didn't do what I was thinking it might. You know what? I'm just going to manually, we'll just maybe take out every other 2 or something. And down, where's my center point? Down here. I'm not sure how this will line up. I will be highly unlikely that it's going to just line out perfectly. It did not. All right, close enough. So we're just going to, actually, I'm going to do this because it's mirrored the other way. And so this way I can kind of select. Do I have my X-ray on? I do. This way I can make sure I'm selecting symmetrically from side to side. I think down here it's going to be a little harder, but that's probably good enough to start with. Let's dissolve those. And then down here I just kind of like those 2 and those 2. That's good there. Back here, I just have these 2 to get rid of. All right, now we're going to convert this to a curve. Convert curve. Let's tab in here. Let's smooth this all out. So what we are going to do is set the spline type to Bezier. Set the handle type to automatic, and that just smooths everything out nicely like that. We could still probably delete some points, but I think that's going to be a good. Now we're going to try to get our pearls to go around to that. So, and you know what? We're going to call you pearls. And you are necklace base. Cool. So, I'm trying to remember how to do this. I think generate array fit curve to that. And now I need a curve modifier in here, right? It's deform curve, and I think we fit it to that. There we go. That's not too bad. And then I can put my, I think I'm going to make these a little bit smaller. That 8mm is a little large, isn't it? 0.75 would give me what, 6mm? Let's try that. And I want to scale, but I want to center off of the center of the universe, which is where the 3D cursor is. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to scale by 0.75. Did that go the right way? I think it did, but I wasn't watching. I think that's good. All right, let's see how that looks. I think maybe a little bit smaller. We will probably have to tweak this. All right, back down to here. Scale 0.667. Ooh, I like that. That makes these about 4mm. I think we're going to go with that. We still are going to tweak back here. So what I'm probably going to do is when we convert this to a mesh, I'm probably going to pull out this here. And I have to just figure out how I want to. You know what? I'm just going to steal one from another necklace. I'm just going to go with that metal clasp. Let me see if we can find another necklace and append that into here. And this is something I actually modeled like 10 or 15 years ago. Probably 15 years ago now that I think about it. Let's do an append. See if I can figure out where this is. I think there's a copy of it in MeadowMuse, so let's go look for that. Go to projects and dresses. And MeadowMuse is actually called like Spring 2025. And whip. Do I have a jewelry chart? There we go. Let's see what we got in here. And let's see if we have a object. I probably should take a look at this and see what I need. Maybe necklace chain. Let's try this and see what we get. Yeah, we're stealing this back part right here. So what I really want is I want that and this. Here, we'll do this. So click on that, that. Make sure I click on that and that. That and that. Control L all of that. I want you included as well, and I want you too. So let's grab all of this. And do I, you know what? I thought I had you selected. Okay, and then Shift D and P. Tab out, and I should have. There we go. That's what I want right there. So I'm just going to pirate this thing because I'm that lazy. And then I have to tweak these to kind of hook up to that. I'm thinking. I think I'm just going to fake a little part on there. Nope. Let's recenter this back to median point. There we go. And I'm just going to kind of line that up in there, I think. I think I'm just going to put maybe a fake little cap thing that'll come over these. Although I really should attach it. We're thinking. Yeah, I need to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make that look like it's kind of attached to that, and I'm going to pull one of these out and make it look like it's attached to that. Let's do that. And then they need a separate material so I can easily distinguish these, because I want these to not be dynamic, and I want these to be dynamic, and these to be sort of dynamic, and this will probably not be dynamic because it'll just fall apart and explode explode stuff. Oh, I think this is good. Let's make a copy of this. Shift D. That did not work. Let's try Shift D. There we go. Hide you. And then we're going to apply. Is this it? Can I apply that? Nope. I got to do it the other way. Cancel. Control Z. Control Z again. Let's try. Do I apply? Can I apply that? And then this? There we go. Except I didn't want to do that just yet. I want to change the shapes of these pearls to look more natural, or that sort of. Also, I haven't assigned my materials to this, so that's garbage. We'll throw that away. That's why you make copies. We're going to select that and tab in, and come down here, and I gotta assign pearl. Pearl 01, Pearl 02, Pearl 03, 4, 5, and so on through 7. So let's select chord. I want to select chord. We're going to hide that so it makes selecting things easier. And then I can just Control L and give these new materials. And I should copy that. 02. So here, we'll just copy that, put that on the clipboard. Three. Oh, and I have to sign. Oh, Chris forgot to do the assign. There we are. All right, I have this one waiting to get filled in. Actually, I could just do these real quick. Control V, 4, 5. Six, 7, and let's give these, while we're at it, we'll just give them colors real quick. We're not going to see most of these colors right now because I haven't assigned. These ones haven't been assigned yet, but we're about to assign them. I am clutching my pearls. Uh-oh, there's been a ban. Do we have cheap viewers this time? I don't see them in this window over here from StreamerBot. But thank you, Charles. You the man. Pearls, and one more. I need one more color right here. Okay, now we're going to assign Control L. That's going to be 7, 6, 5, and 4. I'm trying not to be, but I'm. What, the man? I don't mean that in a Chico the Man way either. Hey, Art's back on the Twitch. Are we good? Okay, I'm going to try to deform these a little bit. I'm going to try to use a little bit of random just to kind of give us some variation in these shapes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do an Alt-H. So we're going to select our chord. I want to expand the chord just a little bit. So I'm going to select that. Do I want to do this with vertices? I think we're going to switch over to vertices. I'm going to expand it out to there. We're going to hide all of that. Then we're going to select this. Then we're going to come over here and use the... where's that random thing? Randomize. There we go. That was a bit much. We can tweak that. Come on, come on. Boom. All right. 0.001. So a little bit lower than that. 0.0003. Maybe a little bit more than that. 0.06. Does that look... And I'm going to just put a subdivision modifier on here just to give me a feel, but I'm going to try to remember not to export with that. So if I put a sub, so when we... So they're a little wonky looking. Maybe you can tweak the wonkiness just a little bit more. .0003 again. How are you looking? I'm going to kind of go with that. That's what I'm thinking. No cheap, no, a cheap viewer. Oh, he's trying to. Oh, you're not a cheap viewer. I'm sorry. I think this is. You know what I think I'm going to do? Yeah, I'm going to probably need to slide that. We're going to scale this down just a little bit. Because I kind of want this actually out over here. Or do I want to just delete? No, I think I just want to scale that just a little bit. So, and what am I here? I'm going to make sure I'm scaling on the 3D cursor and scale 0.95. Yeah, I don't like that. That did not. I think I know what it did. So we'll undo that and try it again. Scale 0.98. Okay, I'm maybe 99. Maybe 99 is all I need to do. Let's try that again. Control Z. Tab. Scale 0.99. Tab. You know what? I think that's going to be good. You're not supposed to have gotten deformed. Oh, you're an open end. Okay, I can fix this. I should have deselected that before we did our randomizing. I need to go fix that. Right here. I should have deselected those guys. Bad Chris. I don't know. Can I Can I get in there and select that edge? Does that do that? Yep. And then can we turn you into a circle? Or do I just have to back up a little bit? I think I have to back up before I broke it. So anyhow, we're just going to undo a little ways. Oh man, did I lose all my assignments? I did. Yeah, I did this before I put. Okay, we got to reassign. Undo that. And then while this is. No, I had the assignments before I did this. It got confused. It's messing with me. It's not supposed to do that. Whiny, whiny, whine. Um. All right, let's try this again. Oh, it's I lost my colors. That's what I think happened. So we're going to select that, do this, and then I'm also going to come over here and grab these, and then hide all of that. And then I'm going to do the deforming. Point oh oh oh. I don't know. 5. Not enough. Let's try that again. 0.0008. Probably too much. Yeah, it's probably going to be okay. All right, now I have to Alt H. And then to do this the easy way, I'm just going to select that again and hide it. And then we can just do the deassign thing, and let's get out of that. Did I just assign you to, I think, yeah, you're 2. You're 3. Well, you just don't have your colors. Oakley dokley. Alrighty. Now I'm just going to put a temporary sub D modifier on here again. And we'll just take a look. I think that's pretty close. I like where that's lined up. This way I can pull a little circle piece out of that. And then we can make these just not cords, but like connectors. And I'm going to put a little cap on there, and we're just going to line them up so they clip these rings. So we're going to do that. But before I do that, I have to pull this one out after we apply this. All right, so let's do this. Now we're going to copy, Shift D, hide that. This one, I'm just going to convert to mesh. That's easier than just applying everything. Here, convert. Actually, I have to UV map these puppies first before I forget. Now And I should have UV mapped the very first one, although it might be UV mapped already. But let's take a look. Let's pop over to UV editing. I'm going to map these. I think we're going to put seams on them. And I'm trying to think, you know what? I think I'm going to do the, try to line the chords up. And then we'll put a seam on the bottom of everything. Can I just put a, will that just run all the way through? It does. Look at that, mark seam. And I should have UV mapped these before deforming them. So that they all share more or less the same. You know what? I'm thinking. It's probably fine. Let's try this. Okay, select the chord. I UV map that. It's probably okay there. Now if we control I and then unwrap that, they all come up looking kind of like that. You know what? This is probably going to be okay. Do I want these all on one map or two? I might as well put them on one map. We'll put that over there for right now. It looks like something. Yeah, it's probably fine. And then if I scale, we're doing the thing. Where's my UV Pack Master? This is the thing that tends to get lost when I get versions. I have to remember to reinstall this almost every time. Adjust to unselected. There we go. There. I think this is going to work. Then we can just grab all of this. Maybe pack it all together. But maybe I should just pack. I'm going to pack them one at a time. So let's do that again. Let's just grab these. And we're not going to change scale. I think, where's the thing that changes scale? Advanced packing objects. Didn't it used to be right here? Because if I do this, they're going to rescale. I don't want them to rescale. Pack to others? What do you do? Nope. Pack with others? Nope. Fixed scale. Something in here say fixed scale. Fixed scale, there it is. It's hidden now. It's a checkbox away. Alright, we like that. I'm going to move those up there. And we'll see if we can get... I'm just going to pack that. And if I scale this to those... Actually, they should be fixed scale. They should be good. Alright, there we go. Should be good. Yep, it's good. Alright, back to layout. Alright, we got our UV mapping taken care of. And actually, I changed. I didn't... We're going to get rid of this. You are now garbage. You're just going to confuse me later on. This is now pearls. Then I'm going to make a copy of that. Dang it. I'm going to hide that. We're going to convert you to a mesh. Now we're ready to do the convert to mesh part. That applies all the modifiers. I'm just going to come over here and tweak this to make it look like it's connected to that. These two little parts on these ends are going to get their own separate material zone, so I can easily tweak them separate from everything else. Does clasp have a material? I think it does. Clasp! Look at that. Okay. Do I need any of these others? Probably not. You know what? I don't need that thing that says chain. This is all just clasp. And I think maybe I'm just going to add that to clasp as well. So we're going to do a little bit of tweaking here. Right here. So I want to pull this out right there. Did that not? There we go. That's what I wanted. I'm going to do this, move along the normal. Where's my, and I'm still set you to median. I can just kind of pull that out like that. And I want to just do that and assign it to clasp. It probably needs to be UV mapped. See, that's got a lot of detail in it that I can get rid of. And actually this, you know what I'm running into? My clipping's looking weird, so let's fix that. Let's make the clipping smaller. That's better. I'm going to clean this up. We're going to take some of these faces out. I'll delete a bunch of these verts. Actually, I'm going to leave that line there. Also, I don't really need to be an X-ray for this. I'm going to clean you up. You. Let's leave those. Still dissolve these edges. Let's set all of this. So we'll assign that to clasp. I'm going to come over here and add a little bit more. So I want a little extra there, a little extra there. I probably should, no, I'm not going to re-UV. I just need to, I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so now I just kind of want to line this stuff up so it looks like it's connected to these. And then adjust the length on these a little bit, maybe. So let's take you. Ah, we got a head in the way. Okay, I'm going to pull that back just a little bit. Probably good. Let's come into here. Yeah, I think that'll do. Okay, the tricky part is seeing if we can actually get this to be dynamic. Right now, it should fit and it should look okay. And we're totally not going to leave it those colors. But I think I've got something I can export and start seeing if maybe we can deforce this without it blowing up. Am I clipping? So the big question is, am I clipping the figure right now? I am clipping the figure just a little bit. So the whole thing, I think, needs to come up just a hair. All right, let's combine these. And I gotta get the class needs to be UV mapped, doesn't it? I'm just gonna smart UV project that. And I probably should, you know what? Let's combine these together. That and that. This and that. Control J. Tab in. Let's select everything with the material clasp. And then we'll just smart UV project that. And then I'm going to move this off to the side for just a minute. We can select everything. And what we're going to do is scale to that. I just pack you. And then maybe stick you up here. I'm going to move you over there for just a minute because I want to move these guys right there. These are larger than I thought they were going to be. Yeah, that's just going to fit in there, isn't it? I can't see what I'm doing, so let's do this. And then I think I'm going to just take the cord and cram it into here. Let's see how that's looking on the other side, just to make sure I'm not hanging out over the edge. I am hanging out over the edge. Should be good, but I'm going to double check it just to make sure. Yay, okay. Can I fit 3 of these in here? I can. And then I got 2 and 2. I think I can get these. There we go. That'll probably be good. UV mapping accomplished. Let's maybe. Oh, I gotta still lift the whole thing up, right? Because we're clipped in just a little bit. G, Z. I don't see anything moving. So what we're going to try to do is get that up. Oh, I'm here. Let's fix it like that. We'll do a little proportional editing here to tweak. Also, I got to pull the back out. So here, let's switch to proportional editing activated. Okay. Maybe pull you all back a little bit. That's my fall off. And then what we can just do is just basically tweak these. This is not symmetrical anymore. Of course, that happened with when we put the pearls on. There we go. I'm just going to pull you. I can see you sticking out a little bit. Is that a dirt? That's just a spot on my monitor. Never mind. Here's another one. I'll just pull you up like that. You can probably just go that way just a little bit. I think I'm good. All right, let's export this, deforce it, and watch the exploding. File export. Export. There's the DAS modifier. There is, are you my whip folder? SP is Summer Blush. There we go, Summer Blush necklace. All right. Alrighty, I'm going to. Yeah, we should probably not play with these in the scene. All right, import. Dresses. Summer blush. There we go. Whip. SB necklace. Where did I save you? Summer blush necklace. There it is. Alrighty. Couple of things. I have to make really, 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 really small. And then we'll adjust the pearls. So here, let's put D-Force on here. Oops. Let's select that. Actually, let's go ahead and rig this to her. And then I have to fit this to Genesis 9. I should have I can back up. Genesis 9 might not be exactly like this one. Probably should be though. I'll just fit it to Genesis 9 using proportional editing. Transfer tool. That's what I'm looking for. Select G8F, select Summer Blush Necklace, projection template. You know what? I'm just going to say, do I want to say hair, shoulder length? Or full body? Let's go with full body and see how that looks. All right, let's select you. Let's put a D-Force modifier on you. Very, very dangerous. Let's come over here. Let's take a look at this. So clasp, we're going to make non-dynamic. I got it here. I see too much stuff. Let's hide hidden properties. Okay, so the clasp is set to 0. And part of that is anchored to the rest of it. So for all of this, this really needs a collision offset to be really small. Really, really, really small. I'm going to play with, then we can kind of play with these settings. But right now it's set to 2 millimeters, which will probably make this explode. So let's make you, I don't know, 001. Let me try that. We may have to restart DAS. We'll see how this goes. Let's just run it. Let's see what happens. We'll start with a really small one, and then I gotta try to adjust stiffnesses and things. Let's set the chord though to. I know I want the chord to have that really loose bend stiffness, so we'll set that to 0.1. And now I'm just going to run a simulation and fingers crossed, and hopefully see how bad that goes. Okay, that wasn't too horrible. But that tells me, oh, they are just flattening out, aren't they? So we have to figure out a way to keep the pearls from becoming flat. We need a little more body in there. And my collision offset's so small, it just popped right through the collar. And this is going slow. I'm going to cancel that. Totally not the direction we want to head in there. Let's see what we can do. Maybe we just change the D-Force strength to start with. Like I said, this may not work for what I'm doing. I might have to work on this some more to get it to work right. Let's try 0.85 is a... And if I do this... What are you doing? Where did you come from? What the hell? See, they're still flattening out. So we'll try. Let's see. What is it that helps the... and it's the... I'm going to concentrate on getting the pearls not to get flat. Is it the bend stiffness? Did I set the chord? I did set the chord. If I make the bend stiffness stiffer, does that really... I've never tried it like this. This invariably will probably make it just explode. Nope, they're still flattening. All right, so put that back. Stretch stiffness. Stretch dampening, which one of these makes it really stiff? I've seen this before. Buckling stiffness. If we say can I say 100 on that? And does that make things go bad? Yeah, it's still... So we're not going to do that. You know, I mean, I might need to take self-collision off just to be safe. With this, we shouldn't be self-colliding too much. Dang it. Shear stiffness quads. Well, that's exploding. Oh, great! Now my D-force window has gone away. That's... Yeah, we're gonna slam that cancel button and hope that it happens before the end of stream. Are you still? Yeah, you're not canceling it, are you? You're still not canceling. You're still thinking about it. Boom. It go boom. All right. So the shear stiffness is too high. What are you supposed to be? I can't. Default is 5%. Maybe we stick you back to your default. We'll try that. And then, let's put you back to your default, maybe. Your default 0.2. I don't know. Let's try this with 1, but with this buckling stiffness set back to 5. See if that makes a difference. Probably not. It got all the way to 4, and then yeah, it's doing the same thing. All right, let's see if we can cancel that. S has real issues interrupting these processes. Nope, not yet. It's teasing me. It's taunting me. Alright, so that's little, maybe make you 0.8. See if we can dial this into something that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, that's going, but they're still flattening out. And now are you crashing? You're stuck at 5. You're probably crashing. Still crashing. I think when we see the explode, then we know it's done. Uh-oh, ad starts in 2 minutes, 31, 30, 29, 28 seconds. Oh, it didn't explode. That took too long though. So that's not a useful setting. Maybe we switch back to, so the default was 0.2. I'm just gonna maybe dial that up to till we can get to a point where it doesn't. We're still flattening it out though. That's processing. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. We're gonna see if we can tweak something else in here. Okay, buckling stiffness. I don't know, starts at 5. Let's try 50. See if that. Well, it doesn't seem to be stopping, but they're still way too stretchy. Buckling ratio. What are. I think what I need is the guide that says what this stuff actually does. Nope. I wonder if expansion ratio would help any. Probably not. It would be nice if there was like a. Oh, this one's going to explode on me. There we go. So put that back. Stretch dampening, shear dampening, bent dampening. That one blew up fast. It done blown up. It done blown up good. Maybe the collision offset could be smaller too. Let's see how small we can make that. Because when you see that calculating at the beginning, that comes from the size of the polys being larger than the collision offset. So maybe if I just make that really, 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 really small, it might fix some problems. Are you done yet? Nope, you still think you're going. I can hear the computer fans running in the background. Also, what I would like to find is a nice pearlescent shader, and I'm not quite sure how to do that. If there was some way with a Fresnel effect to get the colors to change across, but I don't understand how that stuff works out really well. And I might stop playing around with this, and we might just save it out, set up some colors, and maybe uh, knock out a bracelet and an earring and call it a day. Are you done? Oh, it's done. Okay. So let's back that up. Control Z. I don't even know what you were before. See, there we go. That's what you were. Let's make you smaller. 0.0001. I'm just gonna sim that. That still seems to be. I'm gonna just cancel that. Okay, I want to sim that. Seems to be going a little bit faster. Still. Can I get some more zeros in here? I'm still getting this. Okay, I'm gonna try to play a lot with this off stream. I think for right now, that is really stretching out there, isn't it? You're getting really stretchy. Let me just go ahead and save this out. Let's do this. Let's save you as a start off like that. Not synth swim. Let's go back. We're in dresses today. Summer blush. People. Genesis say female clothing. Summer blush top. Summer blush necklace. Summer blush. You are a... If I get an accessory in here, I do have accessories. And you are a neck accessory. There we go. And then I can set you up as... Come on, get back here. Accessory neck. All right. Accept that. Let's throw this around a wrist a couple of times. I want to do both wrists. We'll do both wrists. Left and right. All right, so back in the blender, we're going to play around. We'll make it a couple more. So I got this. We're attached to this curve. We're going to put it... I lost the arms. I got to bring the arms back. Somebody went and chopped off most of the body. There we go. I'm going to do it again. Let's do this. Come over here. Let's do that. I'm going to switch over to lasso select. Looking good. All right, I'm going to just put a curve around this wrist here. I think we'll just start with a curve circle and then we'll just make it fit. So curve, we'll do a circle, we'll tab in, we'll get you from the top. Select all and scale you down. Get you from the front. Get you right about there. Rotate you around the wrist a little. Zoom in. I think we can... Actually, what I want to do is I want to move it like... Tap out, and I want to move it here. Looking good. And I'm going to do this on local. Let's attach a set of pearls to that. So I'm going to shift D. Am I in? We're going to shift D that, and then I'm going to reassign it to this curve. I want to call them bracelet. And then we're going to come over here, and this has got a couple modifiers on it. So this one right here, let's put you on bracelet. You're using D-Force, and it's working. What the hell, Charles? how did that happen? Are you not attaching to my bracelet? You evil rat bastard, you. Oh no, you are. Oh, it's just the bracelet is wonky. We gotta reset all transforms on that. That should do it, right? There we go. We got a little bit of overlap on there, but we're not done yet. So I'm going to have that just kind of come right about there. You're going to come in over there. Bring you in a bit like that. And then maybe a little like so. Try to make sure I don't clip too much. I think that's fine. So maybe, yeah, I think I'm going to leave that like that. And does that work? I'm using, yeah, proportional editing. That's messing with my, oh, you don't, you're not connected anymore. All right, so I think I'll just separate you out. And then maybe duplicate this again. And point you to the other bracelet. That way I can get two. There, I want to edit this. You know what I want to do? I want to rotate this so that the beads don't exactly line up quite like they are now. Maybe something like this. We're getting there. They need a little bit of cleanup. But I might set it up like that. Then we'll put a mirror modifier on it. By the way, are you guys UV mapped? I'm going to be so sad if this isn't actually UV mapped. You are, but you're going to be different than the others because I put the clasp in here. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I think we convert those to mesh, and then there's cleanup because we got a little bit of weird overlaps, and I'm going to try to fix the gaps. So I think we'll do that. Let's grab both of these in object mode and Shift D them. Then hide those, and then control. Can I control J those two? Nope. I have to convert them to meshes first. Convert to mesh. Did that work? And then can I control J those? Yep. And then we can come in here and clean up the weird overlaps, which is somewhere way over here. Okay, so I'm going to start with that right there. I can't see what I'm doing. I think I've got the wrong ones. No, I got the right ones. Excellent. Maybe. So we just select those until we get out to here. Oops. Damn it. Did I just... what did I do? There we go. I think that's what I want. Delete that stuff. And we'll just connect that and put a little connector piece in there. And I'll probably assign this to a different Perl, just so I don't have two identical ones right next to each other. And we'll just do the same thing over here if I can just figure out where it ends. I think you are. Yeah, you're the one I'm looking for. There we go. That's what we want. And, you know, it's a little confusing. Can I turn you off? So basically, when I get out past here, I'm just leaning into that. Select connected. Are you the end? Am I going the wrong way? Yeah, it's probably good enough. Well, you know what? I didn't weld these, did I? I didn't have to do that at all. Oh well. Those ones are clipping just a little bit, so I'm going to tweak that just a hair. Do a little bit of proportional editing. I'm going to say connected only. I'm just going to drag that this way just a little bit. I think I'm going to go with that. I think, yeah, you are just clipping just a hair. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. It's simple. I did want to assign that to something else. This one right here. So I think what we'll do is we'll select all the chords and hide them. Nope, that's the wrong thing. There we go. So this way I can just select this and then reassign it to say whatever that yellow one is. Perl 2. And that way I don't have two of the same right next to each other. Probably good. I should save you. You know, have I saved you yet? I have not. This whole time it's been unsaved. Save as. Alright, we got 6 minutes left, so that's going to work out. I'm going to mirror that. We're going to apply the mirror modifier. We're going to save these out as right and left. We'll just throw them into DAZ really quick and rig them up and then save those out and call it a day. I got to look into maybe trying to get that necklace to be deforced. But it'll look good now. And my brain stopped. I am looking for you. Nope. Yeah, your summer blush. Right here. Jewelry. Jewelry. Summer blush jewelry. I should say summer blush on that. So I can remember what it was. Hit that. Save. Okay, put a mirror modifier on there. Oh, I got gaps in here still, so I have to fix that. Right there. And then there should be another one somewhere else. So what we're going to do is we're just going to bridge. Select that and that. Bridge them. Actually, mark seam, then bridge. Something in here should say bridge. I know I'm looking at it. I super believe. Um, there it is, bridge edge loops. And then I'm going to assign that to chord. And I think I'm going to just mark a seam right there. Good. This way I can UV map this and add it in. And then I want to. Oh, there. This is the other. You need a gap. We need to bridge that. I don't think I need to UV map that though, but I'm going to mark that seam anyhow. I got a lot more geometry in here that I was hoping that would be useful for the whatchamacallit. Anyhow, can I just bridge those? I just did this. You think I would remember where it was? I thought it was right. There it is. Bridge edge loops. There we go. Assign that to chord. Mark that seam. We're gonna clear a little bit of this up. We're just gonna dissolve those out. Dissolve edges. Nope, I didn't want to do that. I want to just dissolve these. Probably okay. Somewhere in here. I think I've got a. There's a gap. Got to fix that. I'm just going to mark the seams, and then we're just going to bridge the edge loops. Just going to clear a whole bunch of these up. Dissolve edges. Should be good. I think I've got one more gap in here somewhere. Although I'm not seeing it now. I'm totally not seeing it. I'm going blind. I think I'm going to live with it like this for now. Oh, wait, is that? No. I thought I had another gap in here somewhere, but maybe not. Doesn't look like it. It looks like it's, okay. Alright, am I still mirroring? I am still mirroring. Do we want to Shift D that? Come down here. Call you bracelet. And then, hide you, convert to mesh. Tap in. I want to just maybe grab all of this, separate it. I hide that. Are we good? If I hide that, are we good? All right, now we've got bracelet. That is the right hand. And bracelet L. Bracelet L, bracelet R, export. I think I've got the right one selected. Okay. Boom. Oh, it's 4. This is the left one. All right. Meanwhile, back in Marvelous Designer, we don't need you. We're just going to throw that away. Pop over here. Let's get these in here. We're going to rig them and then just save them and call it a day. So import. Bracelet L. Import. Bracelet R. Transfer tool. Genesis 8. Bracelet L. I'm just going to say full body on that. Accept that. Transfer tool. Genesis 8. Bracelet R. Say full body on that. Dang it. Come on. I got full body. Okay. All right, we're going to save those out. Let's save you. I think I grabbed the right one. You are Summer Blush. SB Summer Blush Bracelet R. I think that's going to be fine. You're going to be an accessory. And I think I even get, no, don't I get hands? Do I just get arms? I just get arms. This is the right arm. Dang it. I slid out of the hand. There we go. A wrist. 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 Except that. Oops, I forgot to do part of that. I forgot you kind of have to do that twice. Alright, because we did that one, I have to set the category too. Which is an awful lot like setting the content type, but different. Ah. Hands. Do I get wrist options? No. Did I choose? No, I did choose wrist. Wrist was underneath hand, so I think I got that. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to save. Oh, that was the left one. Dang it. All right, we're going to resave the left because we got that little weird. I'm going to copy you. I'm going to use you later. I do the right. And you should say left. And you're an accessory for the hands. All right, now we're going to do the right. You're going to be named that. This should overwrite the other thing. So I should minimize the amount of damage in my data folder. Hands, nope. It's an accessory. Hands, and I forgot to set this one, so we got to come in here, set that up. arms, wrist, accept, and I think I'm good. I'm going to bring out the rest of the dress, and this is where we are for today. Here's my top, there's my skirt, and we've added little bracelets and a necklace. And I think I'm going to do studs, and then we're going to make sandals that go with this. I think on the straps of the sandals, we're also going to use these pearls. So they kind of call back to the rest of the jewelry. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. We're going to raid out. Thank you for the people over on the YouTube. Nice to see you. I saw Matthias and we had Art over there. So it's good. I'm going to say bye to the YouTube now. Actually, Dream On Music on Twitch. She is doing her 5-year streamiversary this Friday, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Pacific time. That works out to like 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern time. So if you could want to come over and hang out with a rockin' good time, I highly recommend it. Bree can use all the support she can get. So feel free to check it out. That is Lady Haga over there in the corner. And of course, this week we've got the disco ball in honor of Bree's Dreamiversary. 5 years on Twitch. Anyhow, so that's what we're celebrating this week. Thank you all for being here. We're going to find somebody to raid. I see Meeksy is on. Maybe we'll just go over and hang out with Meeks. But let me just double check and make sure nobody else is on. That's the safe choice. Just go over there and hang out with one of the Supreme Doom is on. Maybe we'll go say hi to. I don't think I said hi to her recently. Creation's on. I love Creation. Yeah, so many of the art friends are on today, and I still haven't even gotten to the bottom yet. Yeah, thanks for being here, Art. It's always a pleasure. Oh, and by the way, thank you for the Ko-fi, man. I appreciate that too. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think we're going to. What is Creation doing? Tiny paintings. What is Supreme doing? I think we'll rate Supreme Doom. She is actually she's crafty. She's doing, it looks like crocheting, or maybe it's knitting. I can never tell the difference till I see the needles, and I don't see the needles. That's crochet. That's a crochet needle. Okay. Anyhow, she's crocheting today, so we're going to go over and say hi to our friends north of the border. They're still friends for some of us. Anyhow, thank you all for being here. I will be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, for more 3D goodness. Maybe I'll be able to figure out how to deforce this thing by then. If not, it works perfectly fine as a conforming figure. Anyhow, let's do this. Hey, I have a Discord. Feel free to join. And we have raid calls. And this is for our Twitch friends, sorry, YouTube friends. If you're not a subscriber, you can use that. If you are a subscriber, you can use this. And let's start this raid /raid. Supreme Doom 56 is where we're heading today. Charles probably, I don't know if Charles said anybody or not. I didn't see it. And he didn't hate Chris me, so if he did, he's not playing the game right. Anyhow, this is where we're heading. Raid has been started, and thank you all for being here. So long, YouTube, and everybody else. Chris, copy your raid call. Chris copying his raid call. Nope. Let's try. Oh my God! I just want to select this part right here. Alrighty, hasta la vista, baby.